All right. So as a salon owner, you got three problems. Typically, three things you want to figure out. A, what salon model do you want to use? Like, do you want to be rental? Do you want to be commission? Do you want a hybrid? Do you want to pay hourly? What is it that you want? Like, what is your dream salon model that will get you to your dream result and accomplish the mission of being the most successful salon owner in the world? Number two, how are you going to fill the seats with people? Right? Clients. Who's going to sit in the chairs and get their hair done? And then number three, who's going to work behind them? Who's going to do the hair? So you have a stylist acquisition problem and you have a client acquisition problem. And then based on whatever salon model you want, you're going to pay either commission or have the stylist pay you rent. So today I want to talk about the client acquisition. And unfortunately, this is a big problem for a lot of people. Has nothing to do with the economy, has nothing to do with what time of year it is, if it's summertime, if it's after the new year. Like, it honestly has everything to do with your marketing. Do people even know you exist? That's the first question. The second one is, do they trust you? And the third is, can you convince them to come into your salon and get their hair done? So we're going to first break down the marketing funnel and why I don't really like it. Then we're going to jump into the marketing flywheel, and I want to talk about some principles that I've been using lately. It's been working very, very well. First, the marketing funnel. If you guys watch any kind of marketing videos on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, you see everyone talking about funnels. And it's a one-way process, right, James? Like, you heard ClickFunnels before?
Of course.
Yeah.
Russell Brunson.
This is not to say funnels don't work. It's funnels are great for selling this phone case, and you get clicked into my funnel, and then I just kind of upsell, downsell, whatever it is that funnel does. When it comes to a service, though, when it comes to you creating an experience online with your social media, with your YouTube, with your Instagram, with you trying to build trust and authority, a funnel just doesn't really work. James, do you see my screen here?
I do.
All right, cool. We're trying something new, everybody. If you're listening to this on the podcast, drop me a message on Instagram at Nick Marabella and say, hey, send me the PDF for the funnel versus flywheel approach.
And if you're listening to on any podcast platforms, make sure you tune in on YouTube to see all of these slides that you're missing out on.
So typically, the funnel approach is one time, one conversion, and you're done. You upsell, downsell, you might retarget through an email campaign. But the flywheel approach is continuous. You get them in your world. You nurture them. You build trust. You let them know you're going to be here to stay. See, when it comes to like funnels, you're in and out. It's not romantic. It's abrasive. You're in their face. You're running ads. You're like, click, click, click now, buy now, buy now, buy now. That's not fun. It's not fun for the end user. Doesn't build any trust. Doesn't build any authority. But the flywheel, what you do is you go into the awareness stage. You just say hi. You get them in your world. So that could be an Instagram post. That could be a story. That could be a YouTube video. It could be you on a podcast as a guest. Could be any piece of content. Just introduces yourself. That's all you want to do is just say, hi, I'm here. Make the person aware of you. One of the ways to do this is with a really well thought out blog for your salon's website. That's one basic way to do it. You could have ChatGPT help you. You could put that content out on your stories. You can link it to. You could put it on LinkedIn. You could put it on Facebook, wherever you want to put it. But it's just to say, hey, here's some free information. Now, you want to start building trust. You want to start creating content that lets the people who've never been to you before trust you. Like, you know what you're doing. You know how to do hair. You know how to solve problems when it comes to corrective color. They begin to see maybe some testimonials that you're sharing in your stories, some testimonials on your Facebook feed, on your Instagram highlights, testimonials on Yelp and Google, obviously. Anything to build trust. So transformation videos, behind the scenes stuff, it really lets the clients know that, hey, this person's really good at what they do. One of the things I love to do for building trust is to have one of my clients make me a collaborator, or I make them a collaborator on my post. So their friends see that we're collaborating on their after picture or their reel, and now their audience becomes my audience. That, because they trust me, it lets their audience know they can trust me too. That's an amazing little tip to build some trust. And that is like the interest. Now people see your Instagram post, they see some of your content, and then now they see a friend. They're like, "Oh shit, I trust this person." But the hard part is getting them to make a decision to come to you. And this could work multifaceted, guys. So if you're a salon owner, you're listening, this same framework I'm going to teach for you to attract stylists in your salon. It's a big deal for someone to leave the salon they're at right now and go work at your salon. It's a huge deal. They got to get their clients, they got to get the phone numbers. It's a lot. They got to have the hard conversation with the owner that they're leaving. They got to have the conversation with the clients that they're leaving and they're going somewhere new. They themselves have anxiety about going somewhere new. So just as you as a stylist, you know that feeling when you leave one salon to go to another. Imagine what it's like for your clients when they leave one salon to go to another. They're leaving their hairstylists that they've been going to for years. And for you to gain that trust, to become an authority, to become authoritative enough for that person to make a decision to leave their current stylist to sit in your chair, you have to understand it takes some time and nurture that person. So a funnel just doesn't work. You need the flywheel. And I'm going to give you the breakdown right now. So it's the awareness stage, the interest stage, and the decision stage. Here's what's going to happen. And this is why it's a flywheel. They're going to get aware of you. They're going to know you exist. Then they're going to be interested. Then they're going to have to make a decision. If they don't make a decision, you don't disappear. You just come up with a new piece of content. Say, hey, I'm over here. I do cutting too. Hey, I'm over here. I do amazing blowouts. Hey, I'm over here. I do amazing whatever highlights, whatever the thing is that you do that you're the best at. You keep on creating content. Just be aware, and it's not going to be annoying content. You're going to solve some problems. You're going to think of all the frustrations all your best clients have. You're going to create content that shows how your service solves that frustration or the products you use solves that frustration. It's so easy. Your content needs to keep on connecting these three dots for them until they make a decision. Now, once they come into your salon and they become a client, they are going to be nervous, right? They're going to be extremely nervous. They're going to have questions. They're going to be, did I make the right decision? Is this the right stylist for me? I know they're great online. My friend got me a gift card for this person. Now I'm going to her. Like, you were able to get them to make a decision somehow through some of your tactics that you do for marketing. Once the client walks through your door, that's where the real work begins. You have to nurture them. You have to think about the customer experience on a completely different level. Like I said in the beginning, if you were going to change salons, what kind of anxiety does that bring up for you? There's a lot of emotions in that. When a stylist goes to a new salon, there's a lot of anxiety around that. And I think when a client goes to a new salon, there's a lot of anxiety around that. And as stylists, we don't have that feeling anymore because it's our world. Like, we live in the salon. There's no like fear of going to work. Like, we don't have anxiety about getting hair done. Well, some of us might, but not all of us. And so for a client, one of the most scary things that they have to experience is actually walking through the door. So, guys, I know everyone talks about no-shows and how people make appointments and they don't show up for the appointments, and you have all these policies that are, maybe causing friction for a new client to come in, maybe not. But have you ever thought of why people aren't showing up? Maybe there's something about anxiety, like maybe they're nervous, maybe they lost trust in you. So, yes, you have the policies in place. Yes, you have everything that's protecting you as a stylist. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is, have you ever seek first to understand why that client doesn't walk in your door for that appointment after they booked the appointment online or they called you, they had the consultation? What kind of anxiety did they have? What was it that caused them not to show up to get their hair done? How do you fix that? How do you stop that from happening? We never think about that side. We only think about the side of protecting ourselves against people canceling or not showing. But how can you nurture the client in a way that makes them feel that their decision was the right decision to come to your salon? And so part of that could be maybe like an email chain after they book the appointment, some video content proving that you're still an authority. You want to nurture that person. So the amount of cancellations or no-shows goes down to almost zero. For me, the way I create content, I do a lot of retargeting campaigns. So after somebody books an appointment with me, I have their email. They go into a little tagged category in my database. Then what I do is I retarget to all the clients who have been to me less than 3 times. And I could do that on Facebook. So why don't you take some of these emails and retarget some other kind of content so people still become aware of how amazing you are and you still build trust, right? There's a whole entire flywheel here, a whole entire framework to nurture your clients. Now, once they come into your chair and you wow them, it's like you crush that first visit. You have a little bit of trust now. You have I think up to 4 visits it is before the client really becomes yours. So once they come in one time, the most important thing that you do is you're consistent from that first visit for every visit after that. But initially, your first 3 to 4 visits have to be almost the same because they're going to quickly lose trust with you and you can't let that happen. So you're going to nurture them, then you're going to build the trust because you delivered on that. But how do they feel now? Always go against feeling. How do they feel about booking that next appointment? Are they pre-booking? Are they not booking? Did their color fade? Did the haircut lay just right? One way to do that after that first visit, what do you think it is? James, what do you think it is?
Sorry, I was typing.
Oh, cool. What do you think that is? If you were to come to me for your hair, James, and I were to call you after that first visit in 2 days to be like, hey, James, I just want to thank you very much. You left me a review on my booking software. It was 5 stars. How do we get 7 stars? How do we make the experience even better for you? How was everything? Would that go a long way for you think?
Yeah, it shows that you're interested in what I want rather than just taking my money.
It shows also that you can trust me, that I'm going to continue to put you first as the client, that I care. I know I got you in through the Instagram ad or the Facebook ad. Now I got your money. I did your hair. But I really am concerned about how your experience was. I want to know how I can make it better. I want to know more about how you felt in my salon. And no one does that anymore. If you just do a little follow-up, that goes a long way. I don't really, I don't have too many stylists in my world that do this. And the ones that do, their retention rate is above 85 to 90%, no matter where they are. I've had stylists of mine that moved and they went from Texas to California, California to Idaho, New Jersey to Florida. And the way they were able to build up so fast, because they already had a good social media following, was after every visit, they followed up. And you know what they did next? They asked for a referral. They asked for something, whether it was a review or a referral, one or the other. And when someone refers somebody to you, you start building a bond between you and the people they refer to you. And then you begin to build your own little tribe. Inside of that tribe, you're going to be now in the loyalty stage. You want to make sure that you're rewarding them, whether it's points, whether it is some kind of a free product they get after every 10th visit, whatever that looks like for you and that works for you financially, have some kind of loyalty process. What always worked for me was anytime I raised prices, I had a loyalty program where I bumped up 20%. My loyalty people, they got a 10% increase rather than the 20. Something I did, people can argue with me about that, but for me, that's what worked. And that's what kept me raising my prices and never losing clients. I've heard people say in the past, if you raise your prices and you didn't lose any clients, you didn't raise them enough. I don't know if I always believe in that, especially in the service industry. I believe there's a way to raise your prices and still keep your old clientele coming back as well. But I want you guys to think about the loyalty stage. So right here is the trust stage we're just in. And then obviously creating advocates. You want to make sure people are sending you referrals. You want to make sure you have people leaving you reviews. You want to make sure that there's a point system. You want to make sure that, James, how do I get out of the screen? You want to make sure that the people, your most loyal people, the people who send you other clients, the people who are always engaging with your social media, the people who are collaborating with you, there's something there for them. Who in here has a rewards card or rewards program? James, do you belong to any?
Yeah, Ace Rewards.
Okay, hardware.
Ace Hardware from.
Okay, cool. Does it make you want to buy more stuff or no?
I don't know what it does. Wawa does that too. I have a Wawa Rewards.
Do you ever use it?
Yeah, I scan it every time I buy something at Wawa.
Nice. My wife has a Sephora rewards thing. I sell hair products. Obviously, I own a hair salon. She gets all her makeup from Sephora. And she has you get to the front counter, there's all these different rewards points that she can cash in her points for. And it's fun. It's almost like a game to get as many points as you can. And we were out somewhere. She's like, I don't want to use my points because I want to get as many points as possible. And she wants to get a real big number because she used them last time and it dropped down. You can create these kind of things, these kind of products for your clients, these reward products. And that's the loyalty stage. You want to keep them coming back. How you keep loyal people, though, is remember the flywheel I talked about for marketing? Creating the awareness, then you build the trust, then you have them make a decision. This is the same thing for your clientele that already exists. You're going to nurture, you're going to build trust, you're going to make them loyal. You're going to go back to nurturing again. You're going to make sure that this flywheel that you have is James.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't put that in there?
No, you have to keep it on me. You're good. This flywheel also is in place when you have your clientele. So you're nurturing those leads. You're nurturing those clients. You're having a system to acquire the client and to keep the client. And if you say funnel, like a retention funnel, it just doesn't really work. You want the retention flywheel. So I want you to rethink how you attract clients and how you keep clients. And there's a process to getting their attention, to building trust, and to having them make a decision to come to you. And the same thing goes for retaining clients. If your retention rate is below 80%, there's some work to be done. You have to ask yourself why. And if you institute a product like the retention flywheel, it's going to help you tremendously. So that is my little flywheel versus funnel podcast. And if you guys have any questions on that, if you want to learn more, reach out to me on Instagram, DM me the word flywheel. I'll send you over the PDF that I used for this podcast, and you can take a look at some of the behind the curtain stuff of, how I put this together, my thinking, my thought process behind it. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. James, we're going to stay on Q&A. I'm ending it for a podcast, though.